Hi, how you doing? So I must admit, I was a bit intimidated by the question because I kept on looking for stuff, and I was like, I couldn't find anything. But being a librarian, I was undaunted, and I kept on looking and kept on looking. I used AI to ask questions. Like one of the questions I asked AI was like, what was the impact of the washing machine? And it talked about like a lot of those variables and indicators that you were talking about. And so I thought, well, okay, so where should I start? So this is my strategies to get you started digging around. What I would recommend is have a way of capturing things where if you find something that's good, get a citation and then write down why you saved that, because this will be part of the development of your research agenda, I suppose. So if something resonates with you, you should have the ability to write down why you saved it. I like OneNote, like I said before, but paper notes, anything like that. Um, so here's my notes of what I did. First of all, I went to the catalog and I crashed hard. So I went to AI and I said, well, what's a good book on this? And I had a starting moment. So this book was recommended by AI, comes out of MIT Press, but it's before the pandemic. But I realized there's a lot of books about individual things in its development. And this is like a kind of a fun way to get into it. So this one's good. And you would just look for that in quote marks. And I can send you the URL too. I'll grab you the URL. And I'll grab the citation. But with this, what I would like you to consider is if you find one good thing, you scroll down. Obviously, you can read like the chapters or you could read the book, but what we have is some great subject headings. These are subject headings. So if you click on technological innovations, economic aspects, United States history, when you click on that, you're going to get all the books that are on that same topic. And it's kind of like a snowball effect where you're like, ooh, technological innovation in the Great Depression. Is that when the dishwasher, or no, the clothes washer came around the turn of the century, didn't it? It coincided with electricity, I think. So there's telecommunications, engines have changed, so you can go back to like the industrial era, which was like a wildly um, documented and analyzed thing. So here you get what's going on. But if you wanted to, you can edit this, and you can just say, I want everything with the subject headings, technological innovations, and then you could type in one of your indicators, like time saving. Oh, so this is you get into the weeds, but this is I would recommend starting to cruise around and looking for your economic indicator. I've got a list. I will send it to you. So I don't know which economic indicator you want. So I have like this enormous list of like 40 of them. And all of a sudden there's like 3,000. And then I could narrow down to books or this is a great place to go. Actually, this search looks pretty good. I'm going to send you this search. Um, so this is a point where you're going to the store and you're just looking around to see what's going on. So here's a threat of mass unemployment, but this goes back to 2015. Is this talking about AI? I don't know. So this is a great way of starting to mess around and see what keywords and ideas are going along. I'll send you this keywords too. What do I do if I want to go find scholarship on this to see what's going on? So I would go, so a lot of the indicators you were looking at are like sociological, but I would say economics was like a bigger one because this is like, it's the measured impact like employment and two income earners in the household and things like that, which there's tons written about as well. So let's go to economics. So there's a database called EconLit. And on this one, we don't have to type in all of those job opening, labor market, market growth, environmental impact. We don't have to put any of those. What we could just put in is dishwasher. And I'll do a star, so that'll get dishwasher or dishwashers. And in the economic literature, it's going to do these really narrow checks on what is it doing. And you could even like add dishwasher and impact. But there's all sorts of things going on. So like pollution, phosphates, complaint calls. This is where you get into like that really deep nitty gritty. But it's not very longitudinal, is it? So that might be where you do history. Or, oh, look at that. It's suggesting keywords or background or past or historical. Let's see what we get with that. I bet there's like very little. 5. Incentive schemes. Analyzing. So there's not a lot of historical scope, is there? So I liked this one because I could look at like what's going on right now. So you could do artificial intelligence. You can see what's like going on. So when I say right now, most of these databases are looking from like the mid-1990s up to present. So the older stuff doesn't appear there. So here you can see where you would do labor. And you might start to see what's going on, what's being projected. Let's do, yeah. So this looks really cool, but even in their current era, September is like 1 year old article, too old? You get to determine what's going on. So those are some strategies that I would use for that. But how about the past? How do we look at that? I was looking and I was disappointed, except from the book search that I'd just done. And I remembered we have this database of historical longitudinal look back even into the 1700s. And it's under the letter J in databases, and it's called JSTOR. JSTOR was created in the late 1990s when librarians justifiably thought their world was coming to an end. It was just the print world was coming to an end. But what they did is they went to libraries throughout the United States, maybe in the world, but I think it was the United States, and they came together and voted on the top 100 journals of the last 100 so years, and they digitized the complete runs of these in cooperation with the publishers who still held copyright. So what you can do in this one, oh, you can already see my searches. This is a full text search. But instead of going back to the mid-1990s, this one goes back to like way forever ago. So what I would recommend in this one is you could add keywords, but I found better success in the original search. Let's do advanced search. Do I still have dishwasher? Maybe I have dishwasher. And instead, going down to where the journal or the disciplinary field the journal is coming from. So if you pick business and or economics and just search for dishwasher, let's do like should we do the abstract? Oh, there's one. Okay, you get the idea. Let's do all fields and let's do economics. So not just business. So what you'll get here is like from 1984, what was going on with electric appliances. So that was back in like the coal-fired electricity era. Here's an interesting one, couples housework or consumer theory. These might have a lot of the factors that you were looking for. So let's do this one. Changes in consumption income and the well-being of a single mother-headed family from 2008. That one's not too old, but let me show you what to look for. Go through, if you find an article that looks pretty good, you can download it, obviously. But if you find something they might give you like keywords to use, like material well-being or time use or some disaggregated consumption. I don't know if that's going to be good. You can also see things that have been cited a lot. Lastly, I want to show you one last database. JSTOR is going to be awesome, but again, for just noodling around and seeing what you can find based on the technology you're interested in. There's one called Web of Science. Web of Science and Scopus both do similar things, but Web of Science has a deeper backlog, we call it. I'm going to go to Advanced Search. I'm going to try dishwasher again. And it says topic. I'm going to look in all fields. But on this one, I'm going to add all my 30 keywords related to economic indicators. And I'll send those to you. And then 153. What you can do with this one, oh cool, the oldest one, 1984. Okay, maybe it doesn't have that big of a backlog. But what you can do is see which ones have been cited the most. So citations, highest first. What you can do in this one is you can see like what's been cited the most, meaning this article has been used so often, it's almost like a benchmark of what we should look at when we're looking at like household appliances. So let's switch our keywords. How do I do that again? I want to modify my search. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I don't want author. So in this one, I'm going to do household appliances. I'm going to group it into a collective. Did you let me do that? No, you did not. Okay, this time with a vigor. Oh, there we go. So on this one, the number of times cited. So we get away from dishwasher and like clothes washer, and we move into a broader category, maybe like a trade or an industry subheading. And then we get into, game theory. Oh, game theory, yeah, game theory for consumption of a future smart grid. This is where we see like the real-time impact that's being analyzed right now. Probably not historic, but you can see what's going on. A lot of smart systems, data-driven, home energy management. So, how do you get full text for these, by the way? You can click on this, or you can click on check for full text, and it'll send you to the library catalog again. But let me know how it goes. So I'm going to be working with a GovDocs librarian and figure out if there's like reporting on technology and things like that, maybe Department of Energy, maybe Department of Labor, and I will get back to you, but these are the starting points. Have a happy weekend.